Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Jez Show on a Wednesday evening. Slightly off centre again. This happens every Wednesday after the main roster. That's because I have to readjust my camera for that. Welcome in. I hope everybody is feeling suitably spoopy for this, the first Spoopy Storytime, right here on my channel. I will go into detail about what that actually means in a short while, once I do the usual welcome in and preambles and all that kind of stuff. Perils of you having to adjust the camera to show where the belt would be. Yeah, well, I don't need a belt, Armstone, because I've got my good friend Skelly. He's hanging out with me once again, like he did on Monday afternoon for a bit of The Last of Us. I've still no idea whether you can hear him or not. Can you hear him or is it only when I'm talking? Because my little thing underneath me, my waveform, doesn't tend to go off when I'm silent. So it's being clipped out by the noise reduction system, but you can hear him when I'm talking. You know that he's a crazy, crazy guy. And he's my friend. And he can be your friend too, if you compete hard enough in the, say the acorn competition. There's only 3 acorns there right now. Everyone else is either a pumpkin or a headless horseman or a witchy pumpkin. But if you win the... I haven't done it yet, Duff. Chill. Calm down. If you win the Avatar competition for Spoopy Month, for October, then you will win my good friend Skelly. He is the prize for October. I'll pack him into a box, ship him off to you, and you can open him up. Spend the rest of your life with him. Your new life partner, my good friend Skelly. Welcome in, Jaeger. Welcome in, Karis. Welcome in, everybody that joined during the countdown. Good to see you all. You need chocolate, Karis. Well, if you would like to embark on a journey to the bottom of the freezer, you will find chocolate cornettos that I bought because I caved and I had to. So you go and enjoy one. Mr. Grimskull, welcome, welcome. It strikes me that you are massively, totally on brand for Spoopy Month. So the rule is, unfortunately for you, you have to be on every single stream of mine this month, so that I've got a permanent kind of skull presence. Somebody has to take one for the team, and unfortunately, it's you. So, pull up a chair, sir. I hope that you will make yourself comfortable and enjoy all of your time here. Yes, so all of the Halloween related avatars I'm letting everybody have for free this month. The special ones are normally for subscribers only, but I'm gonna let it be free for all. Anybody can have a special avatar. If you would like to see the selection of avatars available to you personally, whether you subscribe or not, exclamation avatars, I'll give you the list, and then exclamation avatars followed by your choice. We'll do that for you. I should have a skull, shouldn't I? You should, but unfortunately it's one I don't have as a skull. I think the closest is the pumpkin head. That's probably the most skull-like that's available. So, story time is coming up. Hope you're ready to make some tough decisions, because I anticipate that we, as a chat, are going to die an awful lot today. It's not an easy task to get from start to finish of the story. There are many opportunities to die. And I hope that we can persevere through. Yeah, exclamation avatars. Space pumpkin. There you go, you've got it. But before we get into the story, as we always do, we must stream raiders. We are on, I think it's map 4. We've been doing quite well. over the time. We've had 3 boss kills. That's nice. And we only started this one on Monday, having beat the boss there. So we're on the top route, as it were. Our next battle is an easy battle for a bronze chest. So we'll kick that off. Cover my face over with the messenger. And I've got some new things to put on. Now, there were some challenges, and one of them was to put a flag bearer on, I think. So I'm going to put a flag bearer on. What have we got? Orc hooligans. They're level 1. Okay, so I'm going to put my flag bearer here to lead us into battle. I think that's what a flag bearer does. There you go. Place a flag bearer. So I think that's what a flag bearer does. Or maybe he hangs in the background going, we're here and we're going to kick your ass. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know what a flag bearer does, to be honest. I know what they used to do in feudal Japan. The Kuroko would come and announce the arrival of the emperor or the lord. So I assume that kind of carries into other cultures and traditions as well. So I'll be there with my flag. I don't like that it's a white flag, though. I think that sends the wrong message this early in the game. We're not surrendering. It's not happening. Especially not for a 2-skull difficulty battle. So, exclamation raid at any point if you would like the link. streamraiders.com/t/thejez show. Place as many units as possible. You can place 1 unit every 5 minutes. We'll do that as the night goes on. We'll progress and progress and progress as much as possible. The timer will always be up here while we are in progress, so you can know how much time we've got left, and I'll remind us as well. Right. We're going to embark on story time now. Now let me explain what it is and how it works. I will be turning off the music for the story, because there is some ambience that will come with the story, and it doesn't always fit with permanent spoopiness. It doesn't start spoopy, it develops into spoopy. Frankly, this one is just a bit weird. Never been a really understanding of like child-based playing involved in horror. It doesn't really make sense to me. I guess there are some creepy children in certain things, like Children of the Corn and that kind of thing. I guess that's where that comes from. So, choosing your own path is the theme of this story. And anybody as old as I am, or older, may remember Goosebumps. The series of books later made into television series, and more recently, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, was remade into a film. This is not the original series of books. This is the Give Yourself Goosebumps series, in which you choose your path. So as we progress through, I'm going to read the story and accompany it with various bits and bobs. And when we get to a point where you have to choose your path, there will be a little vote. So this is how it'll work. I will drop myself up a little bit to leave room for the poll. And here the poll will appear. And it will give you 2 options. You vote within the chat. It is not a Twitch vote related thing. So you vote using 1 or 2. So in this example, the vote is, will we cock it up? Type 1 for yes, or 2 for definitely yes. And it's 60 seconds per vote, and it'll tabulate our votes at the end and declare the winner in the chat. So we can determine what path we want to take. very quickly at any given time. And also I have some other bits and bobs lined up to help it be more interactive. And that's where I really need you to come in. I really need you here, choosing the direction we go in, helping to guide the story along rather than dying and having to start again over and over and over again. So competence is the key. I need you to be competent members of the chat. Can you handle that? Do you think you can be competent? Is competent in your CV? Is it your middle name? Definitely yes is the winner of our test poll. So there we go. Competent, exactly. That's what I need you to be. I need you to be competent. And also competent. Competent, incompetent, constipated, confabulated, and other related comms. Competent? I don't know the meaning of the word. Well, as a Patriots fan, your father, I completely and utterly believe that, to be frank. Waits for triggering. Neither did Jazz. No. I mean, the highest praise I've ever received is from American Truck Simulator after completing one of the runs. It determined that I was reasonable. That is the highest praise I've ever received in my life. Competent. I assume that means better than reasonable. Yet to be called competent by anyone. It was good fun on Monday. Yeah, I did. I did observe you in the distance. I had you on my tablet on the table, and it did look like a lot of fun joining or having other people join the convoy. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourself. Right. I'm going to shimmy off the music. Render us in near silence as we begin the story. This is Escape from the Carnival of Horrors. Now, spoiler alert, I've skimmed through it. It's not really a carnival. It's more a fun fair. I think there's something lost in translation from when this was written in the States and then kind of Englishified, for lack of a better term. Only way to escape the carnival? Bum picks. Right, well, we've determined that. That's the end of the stream. No need to read the book. Just get your bums out and we'll call it a night. No. Top tip, never enter the carnival. That choice will be yours. That will be your choice. Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors. It's going to take me a little longer to get my bum out than that, mate. This is no ordinary carnival. Here you'll find awesome rides, exciting games of chance, and the weirdest freak show ever. Do you dare to enter? Aletha doesn't. Are you brave enough to risk the supersonic space coaster? Will you know whom to trust? The snake lady or the three-headed man? Can you make it through the House of Horrors alive? This scary adventure is all about you. It's you. You're in control. You decide what will happen, and decide how terrifying the scares will be. I will also be determining that. Start on page 1. We will. Then follow the instructions. You make the choices. If you make the right choices, you'll escape from the spine-tingling carnival of horrors in time. If you make the wrong choice, beware. So take a long, deep breath, cross your fingers, and prepare your bum picks as you prepare to give yourself goosebumps. What do you want to do? I don't know, Patty. What do you want to do? Not fair, Brad. I asked you first. Patty and Brad, your two best friends. Armstone, you got friends now. Congratulations. Arguing, as usual. It's the last week of August, and Patty and Brad haven't stopped fighting since your summer holiday started. Patty likes being bossy. You don't mind, though. It's no big deal. It's hard to win a fight with her anyway. You don't know why Brad even tries. You guess it's because he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of a girl. Trigger warning. Toxic masculinity. There's nothing to do. I guess I'll just go home, Brad says. He shoves his hands in his pockets. Then his shoulders slump and he sort of shrivels up. You guess Brad is a bit of a wimp, even though he is your best friend. You're so boring, Brad, Patty complains. Whenever Patty complains, her freckles really pop out. Now there are about 1 million of them spread across her face. Hyperbole. Hey, I know what we should do, Patty suddenly bursts out. Let's bike over to Bennett's Field and watch them set up the carnival. I don't know, you answer. It's getting dark, and Mum said I have to be in by 9. It's only a quick bike ride, Brad says. Are you some kind of wimp? Brad, calling you a wimp? You can't believe it. Okay, you agree. But if it's as bad as last year, there won't be much to see. Don't you remember the main attraction? You remind them. The ride they called Terror Track? It turned out to be a baby choo-choo train that circled round and round and round. It doesn't matter what you say. Patty's made up her mind. You're going to ride over to the carnival. A hot, humid breeze blows into your face as you paddle along. Patty's in the lead. No surprise. And Brad is puffing behind you. It's dark by the time you reach Bennett's Field. You and your friends drop your bikes in the grass and race across the moonlit field towards the huge wooden fence that surrounds the carnival. As you reach the carnival entrance, you hear music coming from inside. Not the usual corny organ stuff they usually play, but some really strange music. It sounds familiar, yet totally new at the same time. Brad stretches his neck to try and peer over the fence, but no luck. The fence is far too high. The fence is too damn high. Patty jiggles the padlock on the door. It's sealed shut. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow night when the carnival opens, Brad says. No way, Patty says. Let's climb the fence. Now! Are you crazy? Brad says. We'll get caught. Come on, there's probably no one in there, Patty says. Your friends turn to you to cast the deciding vote. You glance at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. If you're going to get home in time, you should start back now. What are you going to do? The choice is yours, and here comes our first vote. Do you select going home, or do you select climbing the fence? 1 minute to place your votes. 3, says Harmstone. Useful. Thanks for that. Thanks so very, very much for that. The prevailing opinion so far is to go home, but there's plenty of people here. Secret option 3, paint the fence. Hashtag Karate Kid. Hashtag your father doesn't get it. No, well, neither do I. I'm afraid I have not seen the Karate Kid either. Yeah, I know I kept that quiet, but never really interested me. I was too busy watching Power Rangers, you know, with the cool karate and the karate in brightly coloured costumes, rather than some dude called Daniel, I assume? Is that how that works? Well, I know what we're doing after Men in Black. Is it watching Power Rangers? That's probably what we should do. Okay. The choice was made, and we have chosen to go home. You've decided not to sneak into the carnival. You're going to go home instead. Well, it's a good thing Patty usually makes all the decisions. Otherwise, you'd never have any fun. And this book would be over before it began. Go ahead, take a deep breath, then go climb the fence. You're not scared, are you? Well, Aletha? Harmstone? Duff? You scared? 1. Yes, you are scared. Okay, great. Glad we could clear that up. Let's do it, you say to your friends. Let's climb the fence. Patty is halfway up before you finish speaking. You let Brad go next. You're last. It's hard to climb up. There's really no place on the fence to get a good grip. But you make it to the top, swing your legs over and tumble down. You land on the grass. You're inside. You and your friends graze around. It's pretty dark. The only light comes from the torches. At first, the carnival looks the same as it always does. Dinky rides, hot dog wagons. Then the lights start to flicker on in every corner of the field. The rides start to move. It's as if the whole place is magically coming to life. Hey! Look at that giant roller coaster, you exclaim, pointing up ahead. They've never had a roller coaster before. Yeah, Brad agrees. And the whole place is a lot bigger than last year. This is awesome, Patty says as she sprints towards the rides. You and Brad take off after Patty. You all stop in front of the roller coaster. Wow, Patty says as she gazes up to it. It's like a rocket into outer space. Beyond the roller coaster, you spy a castle surrounded by a moat. A spooky-looking haunted house sitting high atop a hill. These are the coolest rides I have ever seen, you say. They still have that stupid choo-choo train over there, you point out. But we could ride this stuff all night and never go near it. Patty grabs your arm and tugs you over to the other side of the carnival, to the side stalls. Brad races after you. Hey, where are all those dinky wooden booths from last year? You ask as you gawk at the amazing games of chance. They're gone, and in their place are giant video games and huge spinning wheels studded with hundreds of blinking coloured lights. Get a load of that, Brad suddenly cries out. You and Patty spin around. You can't believe what you see. 1. Kill Brad. 1. Kill Brad. 2. Make sure he's dead. 3. Bury the body. 4. Kill him again. Oi, what's that about stupid choo-choo trains? Hey, these are words from your mouth, Aletha. You are the one saying stupid choo-choo train. Stupid kiddie choo-choo train. Double tap Brad. No, Patty has to go first. I've turned into an episode of Survivor here. Who are we going to vote out first? It could go either way between Brad and Patty. Or it could be you. Maybe they'll blindside you. You're staring at a sign that reads, World's Freakiest Freak Show. The three of you gape at the pictures. There's the three-headed man with the ugliest collection of faces you have ever seen. And the snake lady, a young blonde girl with a beautiful face and the body of a slithering snake. This is, you start to say, but you don't finish. Because a large hand has come down on your shoulder. Hard. You slowly turn and gaze up at a huge man with shoulders wider than a refrigerator. He has coal-black eyes with a thick mustache to match. He looks strong enough and mean enough to throw you over the fence with one hand. What are you doing? His deep voice booms. You're not allowed in here, he says, pointing directly at you. We're sorry, you say, hoping to appear sorry and not just scared. We wanted to look around, that's all. But we'll leave, right now. His eyes stare into yours. Clamps both hands down on your shoulders and says, You're not going anywhere. What do you mean? Brad asks, trembling all over. I've just had an idea. A great idea, the man replies. I want you kids to stay and try out the rides before the grand opening tomorrow. Patty's eyes open wide. Cool, she says. Are you sure it's all right with the owner? You ask. I'm Big Al, the manager, and what I say goes around here. Big Al digs around in his checked jacket and pulls out 3 maps. He hands one to each of you. Right, who's keeping charge of the inventory? You've got a map. Right? Remember? You got a map. Why would anyone need to care if Fiona's alright with it? I'll lose it. Well, yeah, fair point. Give it to Karis. She's good at looking after stuff. She can hold your map for you. Study them carefully, he says. If you have any questions, ask them now. Your eyes fall upon the map. You have a question, but when you gaze up, Big Al is gone. He's vanished. A whole carnival to ourselves. Hello, Lux P. Welcome, welcome. Where should we start? Patty exclaims. You stare down at the map once again. You notice that the carnival is split in half. On one side are the rides. Tons of them. On the other side are the side stalls packed with games of chance and the freak show. What will you try first? Time for another vote. Your options are to go on the rides or to check out the side stalls. Vote 1 for go on the rides. Vote 2 for check out the side stalls. Go on the rides seems to be prevailing at the moment. Harmstone is still begging for those bum picks with option 3. Secret option 3. Totally the rides? Well, this could go either way. At this point, there's only one vote in it. Harmstone and Grimskull wanted to check out the side stalls. They want to see them a freak show. What's option 3? Bobbing for apples? No, it's bum picks that Harmstone has determined. I mean, he's got his own butts. Surely he can just look in a mirror, but I guess it's our butts he wants. Yeah, well, that's the question. That is the $1 million question, Aletha, because whose butt it is really depends on whether we want to see the bum pics or not. It's certainly not mine. Nobody wants to see mine. Absolutely not. Lol, bum pics as people are bobbing for apples. Hey, it puts them into you know, the position for it, for sure. Okay, you have chosen to go and ride on the rides. Let's go on the rides first, you say. That roller coaster looked awesome. Okay, Patty agrees. Over this way, she yells as she charges over to it. When you ride the rides, you can only stare in amazement. These are the most fantastic rides you have ever seen. The towering roller coaster, the soaring speedboats, the twisty slides. Everyone is in motion, whizzing, whirring, doing loop-de-loops, and they're all empty. No riders, no people in line. Cool, Patty exclaims. We have the whole place to ourselves. Brad's face turns a little green as his gaze swings from the supersonic speed coaster to the doom slide. Do you think they have rides that don't go upside down? He asks. Come on, let's check out the coaster, Patty calls to you and Brad. They run off to its starting gate. You stop and crane your neck up to gaze at the coaster's first hill, and you gasp. The track stretches up so high that they seem to touch the clouds. Your gaze follows one of the cars speeding around a sharp curve. It looks like the space shuttle. They're into a space shuttle, but not the trains. Interesting. You notice that it has a safety harness that locks over your body. You've seen those before. They keep you in when the ride turns upside down. You didn't want to admit it before, but, like Brad, riding upside down is not your favourite thing. Still, the coaster does look amazing. One part enters a tunnel, and you can see that the cars go fast. Really fast. You're about to walk through the space coaster gate when you hear the spooky organ music coming from behind you. You turn around. Looming in the distance is a dark and creepy haunted house. Hey Holly, welcome in. Welcome, and thank you for the compliment. You gaze down at your minimap. It's called the Little House of Horrors. You love haunted houses, and this one looks really scary. Now, you're not sure what to do. You won't have time for everything. The coaster or the haunted house? Now it's time to decide. Once again. Right, what page are we on? That one? I do know, don't... I do know. Don't tell me what I like and what I don't. Okay. Well, you do get to choose, but unfortunately you have to choose with the majority, otherwise you're not going to get what you want. Do you choose to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster? Or would you like to go to the House of Horrors all by yourself? On your Todd? On your lonesome? Seems the safety is in numbers at this point. People don't want to separate. 30 seconds left to decide. Alone. You only get one vote. You can't change your vote. So make your choice correctly the first time. Although if you have multiple Twitch accounts, then you could load it up on another device and rig the vote that way. Not that I would advocate that in any way. We're going to join Patty and Brad. 2 minutes left before our Stream Raiders battle. Make sure you get your last troops in. So we go to join Patty and Brad on the space coaster. Hey! Wait up! You yell to Brad and Patty as you sprint through the space coaster gate. They both ignore you and charge straight ahead. You follow them into a narrow tunnel that leads to the boarding area. Jaeger, the poll is on the screen. It's not the Twitch poll. It's on screen. Everything is on the stream. Interactive on the actual stream, not a Twitch poll. You have to vote with 1 or 2 in the chat. But it's closed now. It is closed. We have a mission. Kill Brad and Patty. That's true. You can't kill them if you leave them behind. So how vote? I'm Caveman. You literally type the number 1 or the number 2 in the chat when the options are available. Okay? Good. We'll get to another vote in a minute, and you can have another go. Largely, it just involves paying attention. They both ignore you and charge straight ahead. You follow them into a narrow tunnel that leads into the boarding area. You gaze down at the floor. Black rubber. It makes you walk with a strange bounce. Every few feet, there is a round porthole window. When you glance out of one, you see astronauts planting flags on the moon. You peer out of another. Now they're seated in their capsule. This is amazing, you think. The figures look real. Totally real. After a long climb, you and Patty and Brad finally arrive in the loading area. A sleek bullet-shaped capsule whooshes up and stops right beside you. It has 3 sections. Brad climbs defiantly into the last section. You leap into the front. Patty's left with the middle section. And suddenly, you're trapped. And that's a good place to pause and prepare for Stream Raiders. LOL. 20 seconds. We didn't have a secret option 3 for the last vote. Oh no, it's always bum picks. It's always bum picks. It's no secret. It's just 3 is bum picks. This is the bad influence of Holly and later Harmstone, who has totally adopted the bum pick mantra. Technically, you'd only be trapped if the wily sneak demonstrated it first. Well, yeah. Technically, I think you'll find that you can only be trapped if you are actually trapped, rather than actually choosing to go in a place and no. Can't believe I left and you were talking about me. Always. Always. Got to arrive on time. Okay, we have 16 troops on the battlefield. What's the story, Jezanori? I'll catch you up after our Stream Raiders battle. I'm just trying to decide where I will place the spell. Over here seems like a good candidate. I don't want to get Flag Bearer Duff is the problem. But there are more people here, so I'm going to risk it on this crew. Hopefully it won't take Duff out, but he shouldn't have put his Flag Bearer so close. Good luck, everyone. Let battle commence. Who's this with a football on their head? It's Harmstone. Harmstone is a massive flaming soccer ball. You're well argumentative today, Harmstone. Today? Why don't you be nice to people for a bit? Never gonna happen. Congratulations. Let's see who gets the random reward. Harmstone was the MVP. And therefore Harmstone gets the Barbarian Scroll. But I get some Healer Scrolls and Musketeer Scrolls. Hype! Hype, hype, hype! Okay. Onwards to a 3-skull difficulty. A fair few different troops here. This is for a silver chest. Why wouldn't it let me play it? Have I gone the wrong way? Yes, I missed one out. My bad. It's a moderate orc blitz. Pay attention. You almost let me go off on a journey into the wrong place. I blame you. Silver chest up for grabs. And I need to put an archer on the battlefield a few times now. Here's my archer. You can go there. One sad bit for Harmstone. One lowly sad bit. Tiny, tiny, lowly sad bit. Alright, 29 minutes and 30 seconds to place troops for this battle. 16 did it last time. Will it be enough this time? Let's place some extra peeps, just to be safe. And Duff has placed an epic berserker on the battlefield. That'll help too. Annoyingly for story time, I've got a bit of a throat thing going on because apparently there's some ash from a volcano coming from Spain or something, and everything's super dry. And I don't mean the hoodie brand that Always Be Chatting likes to wear. I mean super dry as a description. Did you see how pro my stream is now, Jez? Did you tell everyone? I haven't told everyone, no, because you've only just arrived and I forgot, frankly. That was ages ago. I did the mics and webcam in one place and it helped a bunch. Good. Yeah, that's what I have here. I've got webcam, frame, logo, and spectralizer all on one scene, and then it goes everywhere. Much easier than having to have the webcam on every scene, and it makes my my computer work a lot better. Let's just have a little temperature check. Yeah, we're doing good. I've added an extra bit of cooling behind here after the crashy nonsense that I had yesterday and last Wednesday. I just think my poor baby's getting a little bit hot, so I'm trying to look after it a bit more. Right, story update. Let's have some spoopy music while we go through our updates. Nice co-host, thank you. This is Skelly. Skelly is my co-stream partner for the month of October, for Spoopy month. And at the end of the month, Skelly will be going to the winner of the Acorn / everything else battle. So if you win the battle of the avatars at the end of the month, if you walk out of October with the most points, then Skelly will arrive on your doorstep, creepily in a box. So it's all to play for in October. Duff Valley is currently leading. 7 Rocket 6, who joined us for The Last of Us on Monday, is in second place. Jaeger's currently third, Tam's in fourth, and Harmstone fifth. What if Keris wins? Then it goes in the loft, I guess. Got to beat Keris. If somebody in my household wins, then I keep it. That's the way that works. Got to fight for the right to Skelly. Okay, so for those that have just joined us, welcome. Hi, I'm Jez. This is Spoopy Storytime. We are in a massive throwback reading a Give Yourself Goosebumps book. And you, the chat, determine the direction that it takes. We reach a certain point and we vote to see which direction we want to go in. So far, we have 3 characters. Brad, Patty, and you. It has been generally determined that Patty is a dickhead. We don't like Patty very much. Brad's fine, but he's a little bit on the scaredy cat side, shall we say. No, not me. You. Not me. You. You are the third character. You, the chat, you individually. You can decide. The group of 3 rode their bikes and they've happened upon Carnival, but a fun fair. And as they've entered, they were approached by a dude, Big Al. Big Al was going to chuck them out and yeet them out on their ears, but he decided instead to give them free reign of the carnival to let them test out all of the rides before it opens tomorrow. Does that sound sus? I think that sounds mega fucking sus. But yet, you, being the utter moron that you are, has stumbled on and you are now riding a space-related ride. I've forgotten what it's called. The Space Coaster. There you go. You've just been trapped in the Space Coaster. And we crack on onto what for me is page 58. We'll turn the music back off and render things into silence. Steel bars plunge down from above and drop across your lap and chest, pinning you in place. You can't move at all. Even your head is held by super strong headphones that clamp over your ears. A voice comes through them announcing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! You hear a huge bang. Smoke and fireworks fill the air as your car starts up the first big hill. Your head presses back against the seat as you climb higher and higher. That first hill is endless, but the view is awesome. Pew, bang, Thunderbirds are go. From the top, you can see the side stalls, which was the other place you could have gone, but you decided to go on the rides because you guys are gluttons for punishment, I guess. The haunted house and the shadowy swamp. You can't believe how big the carnival is. Neat, Patty yells. There's... Ah! Whatever she was going to say turns into a wild scream as the rocket plunges down the other side of the hill. The wind whips at your face. You are pressed back so hard you feel like a pancake. Everything passes in a fantastic blur. As your car shoots to the top of the next hill, you're laughing and screaming at the same time. This is great, you think. But then you make a mistake. You close your eyes. Do we vomit? Spoiler alert. When you open them, your car lunges forward with a burst of speed, and you loop the loop. Your mouth drops open to scream, but no sound comes out. Now your car starts to plunge downward, like a lift out of control. Your heart pounds in your chest. This is the fastest and best roller coaster you've ever been on. As you near the bottom, you slow down. You begin to catch your breath, and then you see what's up ahead. A huge black hole. A tunnel. You close your eyes. Throw back the curtains. Ah. As you shoot towards the open mouth of the tunnel, you begin to scream again. The door of the tunnel is about to close. The door comes crashing down behind your car. You breathe out a long sigh. But now you're in the tunnel, so dark that you can't see a thing. Scary, but not nearly as scary as what happens next. The ride stops. Dead. You're sitting in the dark. Nothing is moving. Patty? Brad? You call. Silence. Why don't they answer? They have to be there. You try to twist around, but you're locked in your harness and clamped in your headrest. Blinking in the dim light, your eyes dart to the left, then to the right. You spot dozens of empty space rockets lining the walls. They seem to come in sections, to make longer and shorter space rockets. They're all dead, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. What, even Patty? Yes, Dave, even Patty. Everybody's dead, Dave. What, even Brad? Yes, Dave, Brad too. Everybody's dead, Dave. Your mind starts working feverishly. Did your section detach from Patty and Brad's section? Suddenly, your silence is shattered. Your seat lock grinds open and you are released from your harness. You quickly spin around. Patty and Brad's cars have disappeared. If this is all part of the ride, maybe you should hop out. But if the ride is broken, maybe you should wait for help. Another choice beckons. What will you decide? I was trying to have this on buttons, but for whatever reason, it doesn't work. What page are we on? Page 94. Your choices are to wait for help or to hop out of the car. Choose wisely. At some point, one of your choices could lead to death. This could be one such occasion. Waiting for help could see you axed apart by some kind of maniacal dickfuck. Hopping out of the car could see you severed in two by a wayward carriage. These are the decisions we make. But you guys are headstrong in your decision to hop out of the car. Only one lowly harmstone would like to wait for help. He'd like to sit in the dark and wait. Hashtag some maniacal dickfuck. I don't make up the phrases. Wait. Yes, I do. I think this is fairly cut and dry. To be fair, I only voted one because Holly voted two. I don't think that's going to work out for you long term, to be quite honest. We have chosen to hop out of the car. Something tells you that this monster... Oh, wrong page. Your pulse pounds in your ears as you carefully lift yourself out of the car. The tunnel is dark and musty and really creepy. Anything could be lurking in the shadows. This must be part of the ride, you reason. Monster, you heard nothing! There is no monster. Go about your business. Anything could be lurking in the shadows, except a monster. It's not a monster, okay? This must be part of the ride, you reason. And the more you think about it, the more convinced you are. You're scared, but you have to admit, it's pretty cool. In the distance, you spot several red lights. There are 4 lights! That seem to lead to other dimly lit tunnels. You cautiously head towards one of them. Overhead, something dark and slimy drips, splattering on the top of your head, stinging your forehead. As you desperately try to wipe the burning slime away, something grabs you by the knees. Ah! You look down. A pair of red-rimmed eyes meet yours. It's a dwarf with scraggy red hair and a toothless smile. Want me to lead you out of here, kid? He asks. You're about to follow the dwarf, but then you stop. Is he part of the ride? He looks really evil. What do you do? Another choice. What will you decide to do? You have led yourself into this situation. The right choice can get you out of it. The wrong choice might get you out of it as well. But alas, you could die instead. Would you like to follow the dwarf? Or will you not follow the dwarf? Just because he's short doesn't mean he's evil. I'm afraid all empirical evidence of short people leads me to believe that that is utter bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. Take me home! I see. Take me home, dirty dwarf, to the place I belong. See what you're doing now. Something dwarf. San Francisco. Other lines. West Virginia. Same thing. 10 seconds left. It seems we are following the dwarf. We are very trusting of the short people in this stream. Grimskull comes in with a last minute too, but it is futile. We have selected to follow the dwarf. Follow the dwarf we shall. Okay, get me out of here, you say to the dwarf. Did you help my friends too? The dwarf does not answer. He sprints off, and you have to race to keep up with him. Through a confusing maze of twisting tunnels, you're very glad to have a guide. The dwarf suddenly stops. That way, he says gruffly, pointing straight ahead. Before you can blink, he vanishes in a puff of smoke, and you're left standing in front of 2 doors. One red, one blue. The red one has a sign that reads, Danger. The blue one has a sign that reads, Big Danger. It's a little on the nose. And once again, the choice is yours. Are you going to leave via the red door, or are you going to leave via the blue door? The vote is coming up, and it begins... Hang on, Duff. Got to copy and paste things. Give me a break. It begins now. Zoop. Which one had the big danger sign? So to recap, the red one has a sign that reads Danger. The blue one has a sign that reads Big Danger. Danger 1, Big Danger 2. Danger. Big old danger. Big old massive, freaky ass gigantic danger. That's what you get behind blue door. Door number 2. Door number 1 just says danger. And obviously that would be the sensible choice. Therefore, obviously, blue door is currently winning in the bet. I reckon Big Danger is a bluff. That's famous last words, Karis. Massive famous last words. Yep, freaky ass danger for me. Fair enough. It's very close. It was almost a tie. I'm not sure what I would have done in the event of a tie. I'd probably have just made you re-vote or something like that. I'm not making decisions. That's not what this is about. This is a you make the decisions kind of thing. Yeah, do we get to choose again? Yeah, you would have done. Tossed a coin? Yeah, I probably would have done that. Luckily, it didn't happen. And you chose to go through the blue door. And just before we go through the blue door, let's take a pause to welcome in the wonderful Arcade Glasgow and their wonderful raid of 11. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Have you some spooky dancing squirrels? I'm not sure why they're spooky. Just trust me, okay? They're spooky. They've got rabies or something. Welcome on in. Thank you very much, Arcade Glasgow, for the raid. Appreciate you very, very much. Very nice to see you. What have you been up to this evening? It's Wednesday, so you haven't been doing the Super Arcade show, but you should catch the Super Arcade show tomorrow. It's on every Thursday night. And you should also go back into their archive on YouTube, and you should check out me on the Super Arcade show, because it's the Super Arcade show, which is awesome, and it's me, which is whatever, and you put those two things together, and thankfully there's enough awesome in Arcade Glasgow to even it out, and you get yourself a good show. High praise, I know. I've just sold it to you. Tonight was wrestling chat. Yes. Even I get a mention. You do. Yeah, we chat a little bit about the effing racing show. Yeah. I'm not sure how that adds to the quality of the show that Duff gets a mention. Again, you can make your own decision, but you should definitely check it out. Arcade Glasgow, if I permit you, can you drop your YouTube link as well? You've got 60 seconds. You're on the clock. Get your YouTube link. Paste it in the chat. Quick. Come on. Clock is ticking. Go, go, go. You're on the clock. Move. Faster. Faster. Boo-hoo. Hey, little cute girl. 86. How's it going? How was your cooking? Sorry I couldn't make it. It's been pretty busy. There you go. He beat the clock. Pretty simple. YouTube.com/ArcadeGlasgow. There you go. Oh man, I've got like the countdown music going in my head. Do 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 do. Will the fuckers make it? YouTube link. Stop the music. It's over now. You've got to start being nicer to yourselves, man. The show is awesome. I fucking rule. Go watch the show. It's fucking well good, mate. Well, sorry. It's just how I feel. Right. So, if you came in with Arcade Glasgow, welcome. If you've been lurking around, welcome. Generally, welcome. This is Spoopy Storytime on a Wednesday evening. The first of its kind, and we are throwing back to the halcyon days of the 90s, when I was a wee nipper, and we're giving ourselves goosebumps with this story. We have just made a choice that is likely to lead to certain death. To get us caught up a little bit, we're in a carnival. We weren't really supposed to be there. It doesn't open until tomorrow, but a creepy dude called Big Al decided, in his infinite wisdom, to give us free reign over the carnival and test the things out, roller coaster, etc., before it opens tomorrow. Sounds perfect, right? Yeah. We shall see. We are a group of 3. Brad, Patty, and you, the chat. Patty is a dickhead. We wouldn't be upset if she was the first to go. Brad is a bit useless, to be fair, but we probably need to keep him around for our own survival. And we were presented with a choice whether to leave via the red door or to leave via the blue door. And we are taking the blue door, which reads Big Danger on the front. The red door just said danger, so that was probably the sensible option, right? We don't do sensible option in these parts. We do certain death. You leap out of the boat. Need our dripping again. The putrid brown water splashes into your mouth. Gross. Yeah, this is very 90s. You swim a few strokes and suddenly find your knees scraping the bottom of the bog. The water here is less than a foot deep. Unbelievable. You were practically inches away from safety the whole time. Slogging through the brown foam, you wade to shore. Your clothes are dripping wet, and you smell like a sewer. Well, look on the bright side, you remind yourself. At least you didn't go down with your boat. Yeah, boat. Yeah, that is... Didn't the thing dump us in a boat? What page were we on? Just reading. Yeah, why is there a boat? I'm reading the wrong page. Nah. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. Okay, so we know there's a monster in a boat coming. Sorry about that. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Beef? Good. Custard? Good. Right. See, Holly? This is why I'm self-deprecating. Because I'm fucking useless. Now then. We went through the blue door. Where there are no boats. You open the blue door. And peer through. You're staring down a long, dark passageway. This makes more sense. I should have stopped at the word boat, really, shouldn't I? At least you think it's long. It's difficult to tell. It's pitch black. You don't know what to do. Maybe I should have picked the other door, you say to yourself. I'm getting out of here. But the blue door has locked behind you. You're sure now that you made the wrong choice. But there's nowhere to go but forwards. Your knees begin to tremble as you inch your way down the dark hallway. The passage ends in a bright burst of light. And in front of you, a tall, purple mountain rises hundreds of feet into the air. You study the mountain. It looks so real. You breathe out a long sigh of relief. You're out of the dark. But cut into its side, you spot a doorway. Above it, a brightly painted sign reads, Doom Slide. Will you be the one to slide forever? Oh, look, we chose the correct option. I know. I expected us to be dead 3 times by now. How long have we been doing this? An hour. I expected us to totally cock this up. But yeah, we survive, and only with 2 spoilers from reading the wrong page. That's good going as well. Jez didn't know I died already. Okay, I'm going to turn to the page, and I'm going to read the correct page. Oh, looks like a juicy choice coming up. You open the door and climb a steep ramp that curves round and round. It's cold and dark inside. Halfway up the ramp, you stop. There's another sign. Warning. You may be the one to slide to your doom. To your doom. You continue up the ramp. You finally make it to the top and find yourself standing on a wide, dimly lit platform. A row of long, curving slides stretches out before you. The slides are numbered from 1 to 10. You think hard. The doom slide. You know where you've heard about it before. But where? And then you remember. It was in a Goosebumps book you read. One day at Horrorland. Now you know you're in big trouble. Product placement, ka-ching. Because you remember all about the Doom slide from the book. You remember that if you pick the wrong slide, you'll spend the rest of your life sliding and sliding forever. Which number is the Doom slide? Which one? If you remember which number slide is the Doom slide, or if you have the book and can look it up, no one's got the book, choose a slide that is not the Doom slide. If you can't remember, you'll have to leave it to luck. Pick a number between 1 and 10. So, chat, pick a number between 1 and 10. Put it in the chat, and the most common number, or at least what I determine at a glance to be the average, will be the number that we pick. I have the book, frantically Googling. We've got a variation of numbers here. So we may... Oh, and we're jumping. And we're jumping. There you go. Someone got it. You can stop jumping now. Which slide? Drop a number into the chat. 1 to 10. Which slide will we choose? Will this be where we die? Will we slide to eternity? Duff dropping 7s. It's not the slots, mate. 777's not going to help you. Then we got Ty Dillinger, little cute girl up here, dropping 10s. Don't choose 10! Okay, right. I'm going to say that the average / most common or closest that we have is 6. So I'm making the executive decision. We are riding slide number 6. Which means we go to this page. You slowly lower yourself onto the slide. You start to stretch out your legs when the bottom tilts underneath you and throws you forward. You're sliding fast. The surface must be made of some kind of special material because you're zooming down at top speed. You hold your breath as you fly through the blackness. A bump sends you bouncing into the air. You scream and scream. When is it going to end? Oh no! Could this be the Doom slide? You hear screams echo in the darkness. You twist around, but you don't see anyone. The ghostly screams grow louder, in front of you, next to you, behind you, never stopping. You gasp for breath, and then you hear it. A voice cuts through the blackness, through the screams, a voice that cries, "Welcome to the rest of your life. Welcome to the Doom slide." The end, you're fucking dead. You are fucking dead. One hour and 8 minutes into the stream. Fucking dead. What? Yeah. A 1 in 10 chance, or in true odds, 50-50. We're either going to pick the death slide or we won't. But we chose the death slide. Yeah. Google said 10 was the Doom slide. Well. Yeah, well what I will tell you is oh, and I found the page perfect. There we go. 6 was in the same list as 10. The options were pick slide 1, 4 or 5, pick slide 2, 7 or 9, or pick 3, 6, 8 or 10. So 6 is in the same one as 10, ergo you die. We'll stream Raiders, and then we'll cheat, and we'll choose a different number and go and take a different slide. Hey guys, how we doing? Hope everyone is alive and well. Well, I think you know damn well that we just died, and I totally love that you chose that opportunity to make yourself known. Good job, man. Perfect timing. Now, we are going to Stream Raiders. Once Stream Raiders concludes, we'll carry on. We'll turn off the spoopy ass kind, but yeah, oddly inspirational music. Let's see how we're all doing. We have 29 troops on the battlefield. This is a collection of monsters and shit. Most of us are protected by walls, so I'm going to drop a curse on this massive batch of people. And I'll begin. Good luck, everyone. Away we go. Kind of hard to follow, but that curse seemed to have done the business. The enemy's already down to 23, 22 and changing. Allies dropping, but not anywhere near the same rate as the bad guys. Somebody screams as they die. It's probably Holly. Holly led us to our death in the story. She's probably leading us to our death in this game, even though she's not actually in this game. That is the power that she holds to kill. Oh, never mind. She saved us all. Good job, Holly. MJ Harmstone with the most kills, with 16. Really smashing it. Duff with 7. Tams with 4. Karis with 1. DJ U-Turn, great name, with 1. And the rest of us were there. We were certainly there. Give out some rewards. Goblin T-Power with 2 Buster Scrolls. And Tamsin with 1 Buster Scroll. Our next battle takes us... No, I've skipped one again. Our next battle takes us to the one that I tried to do last time, which is a 3-skull moderate called Hit and Run. We're going to start a battle for a silver chest. Get your troops on the battlefield. You have 30 minutes. I'm going to place another archer on because I need to do that 3 times. Back here seems reasonable for me. 2 out of 5. And we will go back to our main chatting screen. Now, we've got a choice of 2 slides. We've already died, so we can't really cock this up, I don't think. So let's decide. We'll do it by an actual vote, by an actual poll. I have to type this one in though because it's not one I prepared. Do we want slide 1 or slide 2? It will change the story. We probably won't die, but alas, it will change the story in some way, I am sure. Get your votes in. All inside the chat. Vote 1 for slide 1. Vote 2 for slide 2. Pretty simple. Proud of my joke, thanks. A tale of 2 slides. It was the best of slides. It was the worst of slides. It was the blurst of slides. You have 30 seconds remaining. Slide 2 seems to be the prevailing choice so far, but there's still time for slide 1 to come back and possibly cause a tie. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a literature joke, Jazz. Oh my god, I know. I know that. I did, like, English Lang Lit in 6th form. I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. Slide 2 is the winner, which will take us on the numbers, if you're keeping score, 2, 7, or 9. Now I will read the correct page. You sit down on the slide and push off. The world tilts as you plunge down. Down, down, down. You're scared, but you know you're not going to die because you died last time. But you can't help feeling that this is quite cool. Sliding and swirling in the darkness. Until you hear the screams. The eerie screams that follow you as you twist and turn. Uh-oh. Your heart starts pounding wildly. Oh no. You must have picked the doom slide. You're going to slide forever. Down, down, deeper and down, 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 deeper and down. The next stream raid is, can you put instructions so I can do a quest? Huh? Let's cover this in 26 minutes. You must have picked the doom slide. You're going to slide forever. And then, bump. A chute opens up. You hit the ground hard. You tumble over and finally stop. You lie on the ground, panting. You're outside. You scramble to your feet and gaze around. You hear laughter, but it seems to be coming from the bright pink building a few feet in front of you. You walk over to its big pink door and press your ear against it. Yes, the laughter is definitely coming from inside. You know, the streamer plan thing. Or you want to do a plan. Okay, fine. You open the door and enter a room bursting with people who seem to be waiting for you. You think that's weird until you study them, and then you realise something even stranger. They're all dressed up in old-fashioned costumes. R.I.P. Paddy Patty. Yeah, we don't know where they've gone. Where are Brad and Patty? They on the death slide? Welcome to the Carnival of Horrors, a tall woman with a red parasol says, smiling. Nice of you to join us. The Carnival of Horrors. The words send shivers down your spine. The woman with the parasol whispers in your ear. Don't you want to know? Secrets of the Carnival of Horrors. I nod. Yes. The Carnival of Horrors comes alive in a different place and a different time each night. Tonight we're in your town. Tomorrow we could be in another country. But every place we stop, we invite kids like you to join us. Thanks for the invitation, you say, but, I gotta go. I'm sorry, the lady chuckles. You can never escape from the Carnival of Horrors, she says, solemnly. Unless... Unless what? You scream. Tell me! It's a bit brazen of us to shout at this person as they tell us we're trapped in a place and hold our fate in their hands. You can escape the Carnival of Horrors if you leave before closing time. When is closing time? You shoot back. Unless you have a boat. Or a monster. Oh, fuck you, kid. Fuck off. When is closing time? You shoot back. When the last ride stops, the lady whispers. At midnight. You glance at your watch. 11:40. 20 minutes, that's not so bad. But how do you get out of here? As if the lady can read your mind, she says, there's only one right way. And you can guarantee that Holly will pick the wrong fucking way. Then all around you, it says that. I'm as surprised as you, but it says it right here. Like, it's right here in black and white. Then all around you, the crowd begins to chant. Only one right way. Only one right way. They repeat over and over again. What is it? You scream. Which way? It's useless. They're not going to tell you. But it's not midnight yet. There's still time to figure it out. Until the floor begins to tremble and the walls begin to shake. Earthquake. And by earthquake, I don't mean the 90s WWE superstar that sat on people. A wave of panic washes over you as the walls crumble around you. You throw your arms over your head and close your eyes. Then, silence. The shaking stops. When you open your eyes, the room and all the costumed people have vanished. And you're outside, in the rides area. But the biggest surprise of all is that you spot Patty and Brad. Hooray! Boy, am I glad to see you, you say, racing over to them. Where have you guys been? Brad shakes his head. You wouldn't believe the rides we went on. We've got to get out of here before midnight, you say. Quickly, you tell your friends about the warning from the lady with the red parasol. No problem, Patty says. Look, I'm sure the exit is right over there, past that ride called Hall of the Mountain King. No, it's that way, near the sign that says Halloween Express, Brad insists. Which way do you think is the right way? You have the choice. Is it Halloween Express? Or is it Mountain King? A poll is incoming. You can vote on it. As soon as I copy paste. Hold on. There you go. Whichever one Brad said. Brad said it was Halloween Express. Patty says it's Hall of the Mountain King. The choice is yours. If you can tell me what show that is from, you get a very patronising pat on the head from me. 2. No, I meant 1. Too late. Luckily, your vote is the only vote for Mountain King, Tamsin, and you can't change your vote. When the choice is made, the choice is made. What was the reference? You're too young, Holly. I didn't hear it. The choice is yours. Funhouse with the prize? No. Close, but no cigar. You don't know how old I am. Fuck you. I know that you're about 10 years younger than me, probably. Like, blind date. Ding, 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 ding. Well done, Tamsin. That is the correct answer. And there is your patronising pat on the head. Here's our Graham with a little reminder. That was a terrible accent. Can't do a female Scouse accent. I could do a male Scouse accent. Why can't I do a female Scouse accent? One of the tutors at work was on the rebooted Blind Date. He's a knobber. Wait, how old are you? Hey, if you think I'm the same age as you, then I will let you believe that and not tell you my actual age. Feel free to guess and make me die inside. Okay, what was our choice? Halloween Express was the winner with 7 votes. Okay. So we're going to believe Brad, and we're going to head towards Halloween Express. I'm going to read the correct one, I promise. We've got to get out of here. It's almost midnight, you say as you run towards the Halloween Express ride. Hey, maybe we should try one of these cars, Brad says, pointing to the red and orange cars that run on a track. The 3 of you crowd into a little car that's really meant for 2. You jam your foot on the accelerator, and you're flying. All right, Brad cheers. We're on our way home. Hey, I wonder why they call this Halloween Express, he asks. You turn the wheel sharply to the left, and then you know why. Flying, yeah, figuratively, not literally. As in, you're flying, you're going bad out of hell, etc. I've only died once. We're getting some good mileage out of this so far. Your Halloween Express car pulls up in front of a cottage, and the cottage door opens with a creak, so you know what's coming. You all jerk your heads up to peer at the door. You see a skeleton wearing an evil smile, and he lunges right for you. Trick or treat, he screeches. Then he stretches out his bony hands to snatch you. You pound on the accelerator and the car shoots forward, out of the skeleton's grasp. Your heart begins to race as the car speeds out of control. You tear through an eerie forest, speed past more cottages, but you still don't see a way out. And then it comes into view. A service exit. All you have to do is stop the car, jump out, and scramble through the fence, and you'll be free. You check your watch. 5 minutes to midnight. 3 more minutes, and we'll have a very good Iron Maiden song. So let's hang around a bit, shall we? Oh no! Patty screams. Quick! Turn left! Don't stop! You squint hard at the road ahead of you, and you see why Patty wants you to turn. There they are. The people in the old-fashioned clothes. Only, they don't look the same. Some have green flesh. Some are deathly white. Their rotting skin hangs from their bones, and they're all reaching out for you. Turn! Turn! Patty yells. You spin the wheel sharply to the left to avoid them, but you can't dodge the ghostly creature that's rising above you. He's 10 feet tall, with arms so long that they scrape the ground. Me? Is it me? His mouth gapes open to reveal hundreds of blackened, rotting teeth. He swoops down at you. You turn the steering wheel hard to the right. Too hard. It comes off in your hands. Jump, you cry. Jump and run. The 3 of you leap out of the moving car, but are you fast enough? That depends on how good your reflexes are. Try this test and find out. You're probably not going to have the requisite things around to do this, but throw a ball in the air. Try to clap 3 times before you catch it. Have a little think. Do you think you're able to do that? Is that something you can do? Let's have a vote. Can you do this? If you can do it, then you will need, when it starts, option 1. If you can't do it, it's option 2. A ball of wool, that will be sufficient. Yeah, I don't have a ball. Otherwise, I'd like knock my drink over and ruin the place and give it a go. I don't have a ball. Need something a bit heavier than that. I did it. Oh, well done. I'll try it with my coin. Let me just move my microphone. 2, quite obviously. Okay, ready? So in the air, clap 3 times. There you go. It's actually quite easy. I didn't expect it to be that easy. A coin is too small. Hey, I don't make the rules, other than the rules that I do make, which is all of the rules. So go fuck yourself. That clear it up? 10 seconds left in the vote. I probably should have given you some time to do it before I'm going to vote as well, because I did it. You saw me do it. You can do it is the winner with 4 votes. You can do it. No. You fuck yourself. Okay. Maybe later. I don't want to get banned from Twitch for doing that on stream. I think, Grimskull, you just missed out on that. But I guess you couldn't do it. So, you can do it is the winner. Let's turn to the appropriate page and read the appropriate page. Your reflexes are great. You jumped out fast enough and escaped the ghost. That ghost. But you didn't see the other one behind the car waiting for you. Your heart hammers in your chest as it circles around you. Round and round and round. It's alright, you tell yourself over and over. It's not real. This is just a ride in an amusement park. You're still telling yourself that as the ghost plucks you off your feet. His black lips part. He opens his mouth wider and wider, until it's as wide as an entrance to a cave. Then he stuffs you inside. Instantly, you feel lightheaded. Then light all over. You peek down at your hands. You can see straight through them. You've been turned into a ghost. And as your senses fade, you hear a distant bell chime 12 times. Too bad. The Carnival of Horrors will be one of your favourite haunts. Forever. The end. You dead again. You deaded. Dead, 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 dead. Dead, 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 dead. You're dead. Did I mention you're dead? That's like, I don't care. I only care about the leaderboard. I preferred sliding forever, though. Just keep sliding forever. I know I'm dead. You're dead, though. Everybody's dead, Dave. Especially you. But it's cool. Again, we'll cheat and go back and pick the other option and see where that takes us. I'm just going to pour myself a little tipple. I think some rum, some grog in my skull cup. It's pretty appropriate, really. I blame Todd Hunter. Do a vote again! What, you really going to... I mean, okay. Ali Law redeemed Play Basketball, and for some reason it didn't work, so allow me to make it work. It's a nice bit of an interlude while we... while I pour a drink. Turn this off. There we go. Play basketball. Over my face. Exclamation blue or exclamation red to join a team. Ali Law redeemed heads or tails, which also didn't work. 2 for 2 on shit not working. I'll do heads or tails afterwards. But welcome, Ali Law. The expensive rum. No! Oh, which reminds me, Duff. How much did you fucking spend on that rum that you bought? Christ, man. Like, why are you spending that kind of money on me? I've got a deal or something. We looked it up on stream the other day, and you are in trouble, sir. Let me tell you. Don't fucking spend that kind of money on me. I've done absolutely nothing to deserve that. You let me stay over. Yeah. And? Crazy fool. Crazy fool. Duff's in. Ali Law's in. What year is the rum? It is a strong vintage of the year probably 2020, maybe 2021. Manchester Drinks spiced rum. I'm coming to the end of the bottle. I didn't spend that much on you. No, I know. Where is the goal? Well, there isn't one yet because it hasn't started. Oh, wait. Yeah, it must be up high. Let me make the... What happened? Did we win? I need to make the avatar smaller. I think it is off the screen. Dun, 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 dun. There it is. Here you go. Let me get myself the fuck out of the way. How about that? There you go. This was all set up, but not anymore. So, what are you going to do about it? Hey, what the fuck are you doing now? There you go. Have a bit of that. This is just the battle of Ali Law and Duff, I believe. I think Tamsin was a little bit too late to join. And I don't think many other people knew what the fuck was going on, or what it was, or how to do anything about it. Let's have some spoopy music. It gives me the opportunity to... Oh, I haven't put any Pepsi in there. To swig on some rum, and to find the page that we were on before we died. I tried, but it didn't let you. I think it was slightly too late. I don't know how early you tried, but... 1-0 to Duff. Duff leads. 1 goal to 0. God, this goes on forever. Sorry. Don't worry about it. It's my fault. Setting it to 5. I think I can set it to lower than that, but... I tried it, but it didn't let me. Then exclamation join blue too late. On that note, do you need to get the rum that I brought you? Nope. Bam 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 bam. He brought it to me on Friday. But don't get me started. All is right with the world. Jez has more rum. You can use this opportunity, while we are waiting, to place your units on the battlefield. I mean, I'm quite happy to sit here and drink rum, if I'm quite honest. Rum is good. Ah, yes, that was it. So we tested our reflexes, and being able to do it led us to our death. So, not being able to do it, and being inept, apparently is the way forward. I mean, there's nothing stopping us carrying on while you guys play basketball, to be fair. Absolutely no reason. So let's turn that music off. Cannot believe Harmstone lives. I mean, he's in the sea. As a result of Don't Get Me Started. Okay. Let's try this again. You're not fast enough to get away from the ghost. You're running now, but the ghost swoops down in front of you. You plough into him and pass right through him. The carnival people are swarming after you. They don't want you to leave the carnival. Hurry, you yell to your friends. Only 3 minutes to midnight. You dash off in one direction, then another. The carnival people are approaching from every which way. They carry torches with flames that leap high into the air. You steal a glance at your watch. 11:58. We can't let them catch us, you scream. Let's hide. But where can you hide? Up ahead, you see a gigantic cannon. All three of you could easily fit in there. You also spot a baby ride. The baby choo-choo train. Maybe you could squeeze into that? Quick, pick one and hope for the best. We'll set up the vote. How are we doing? 2-1. Baby train. Going off the rails on the baby train. Going off the rails on the baby train. There you go. Let's put that up there. 2 minutes isn't very long. On what? Two minutes to what now? Midnight? Okay. Hole is open. Are we getting in the cannon? To hide and find the exit. It is not very long, no. We may be dead. We may not have enough time to do this kind of stuff. Option 1, get in the cannon. Option 2, get in the choo-choo train. We are tied. 3 people want cannon, 3 people want choo-choo. Who else shall vote? Bunch of cowards. Which is the cowardly option? So we watch Duff and Ali jump through the pole. Jaeger breaks the tie. He wants on the train. Will the pole being there help our heroes to score another basket? Will signs point to no? Choo Choo is the winner with 4 votes. Well done. Can I Control Z that? Don't know if I can. Where's it put you now? Yeah, I went back down there. Perfect. That's what I wanted. We're going on the train, which helpfully is over the next page. You squeeze into the choo-choo train and scrunch down. Lights from the carnival people's torches sweep over you. Their foul smell fills your lungs. The blood pounds in your temples. You're sure they're going to find you, but you're trapped now. There's no way out. You hear someone shout in the distance, "Closing time!" And a bell begins to chime. Midnight. 1, 2, 3. Brad starts to count the chimes. You want to strangle him. 4, 5. Suddenly, the kiddie train starts to move. 6, 7, 8. You sit up, and what you see is the biggest shock of this whole horrible night. 9, 10. Brad, shut up! Look at this. You point to the letters on the front of the train car. You've been staring at them the whole time. Why didn't you notice them before? What about the letters? Pat says sharply. She's Pat now. I'm just calling her Pat. That's what we're rolling with. 11. Don't you see what they say? You shoot back. Right way railroad, Patty reads. So what? The chants of the merry-go-round people echo in your head. There's only one right way. There's only one right way. Could it be? 12. Now what? Just as the clock strikes 12, the train enters the tunnel. You hold your breath, wondering what you will see when you reach the other end. Chug, chug, chug. The choo-choo slowly pulls out of the tunnel, and you're surrounded by carnival workers everywhere. Carnival workers. The carnival workers who set up the same rinky-dink carnival you go to every summer. You can't believe your eyes. You must be seeing things. Patty tries to say something smart, but the only thing she manages is, "Huh? Hey kids," a worker yells at you. "Get away from that ride. The carnival doesn't start until tomorrow night." You gaze around in wonder as the faded games, the baby rides, the tacky food stands. For the first time in your life, it all looks great. "We'll be there!" you shout as you head for your bikes. "This is the greatest carnival I've ever seen." The end. You got out. You got out. You escaped. You escaped. You did it. You got out, guys. You got the job, man. You got out. You escaped. Fucking smashed it, mate. Yep. Did really well. Just in time for some stream raiders, actually. That's good going. Ah, there we go. Didn't want to do that. Right, before I do that, Ali, I'm going to refund your heads and tails. Because I just had a little message pop up on my other screen that that isn't going to want to work. We can still do heads or tails. Reject that one. Complete them all. Battle Royale, to answer your question, is a battle between all of the avatars. And the winner gets 500 points for the Acorn Battle. This month, Gelly, my friend, my co-streamer here, is the prize. If you have the most points at the end of October, then you will win Skelly. Do you send me that picture in the post now? No. If I was more efficient and organised, it would go straight to my Discord section, but I'm not organised, so it's just trapped here on the stream, basically. One day I will be organised. One day, you know, when people come in and click on things in the nice way that I would like them to, in the way that you have, it'll all work. But that day is not today. It will not. be today. But heads or tails was basically, we toss a coin, you do a prediction, whether it's heads or tails. And you know what? Sod it. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. I'll just type it in. Takes a little bit of time. But we're all friends here. We've got time. Right, you've got 2 minutes to decide whether you think the coin will be heads or tails. And you can bet some channel points. Get your predictions in. Heads or tails. Win some channel points. And use them on other things that I'm adding as time goes on. So why not? While you predict that, let's turn the music off and let us stream raiders. How many troops do we have this time? We have 32 troops on the battlefield. I think this is going to be fairly elementary. They do not have anywhere near that number. And I think we can smash them. I'm going to curse whoever's the highest level out of them, which is probably this group of linebackers here, to be fair. Let's drop the curse there. And good luck, everyone. Let us begin. Got a minute left in heads or tails. We'll toss a coin. Easy, easy job. Absolutely easy. Oh, I missed that. Much love got to go. Holly, if you're still here, goodbye. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed. Trapped forever, like in a carnival. Ah, not us, though. We escaped the carnival. Perhaps the Polaroid photo can escape too. Harmstone, once again, was the MVP. Little cute girl 86 making her presence known with some assists. Well done. Who gets the rewards? Tamsanaki gets the reward. Gets a bomber scroll. I'm going to collect my reward for being a wonderful captain. The best captain that you could possibly find. 5 barbarian scrolls. And 5 buster scrolls. Beautiful. Can do things with my army, apparently. Can upgrade my flag bearer, upgrade my musketeer, or upgrade my buster. Let's upgrade my buster first of all. The predictions have closed, so I will toss a coin shortly. We'll see how that goes. Oh, I can upgrade them all. I've got plenty of stuffs. That's what we like. Anything to unlock? No, not yet. Cool. So our next battle is, we've got a choice. The hard battle of 4 skulls or the easy battle of 2. Hard or easy? Hard or easy? Toss a coin to your streamer. Oh, viewers are plenty. Yeah, I might as well do a poll, right? There you go. Just jump back to chatting. Hard or easy? Get a vote in. I do like this vote. What do you think of the actual on-screen voting and doing it all in the chat? How do you like that? I think it's pretty neat myself. Quite happy with it. Tied at the moment. Get your votes in. Hard or easy? Hard or easy? Much easier? Good. I do need to remember to make my picture go smaller so that you can see it, but I guess I could just make the background more solid when it comes to not being Spoopy month. All things developing, as they often do. Armstrong breaks the tie. I meant 1. Oh well, typing fail. You had 1 job, Goblin. 1 job, and that was to pick 1 number over the other. The other polls sometimes make you go out and come back in so you lose the chat. That's true, yeah. This does not piss around. Hard is the winner with 3 votes, okay. then allow us to choose the hard, which is that one. Gold chest will be our reward when we smash this. 30 minutes to get it done. And I think now might be the time to bring out my my chonky chonk dude. I'm going to drop him in this little box down here. Another unit placed. Therefore, another tick against the whatever they're called, challenges, for lack of a better term. Okay, so this commits us to at least 30 more minutes of stream. Let me put my spoopy music back on just for the moment. And I will present you with another choice. Another poll. Because we're just poll mad on here. We can either go back to the story and choose another path, or we can stream Racer. Those are our options. Which would you like to do? 1 minute to decide. We're going to go back, try and find another path in the story. There are more. There's definitely more to it. We didn't even play any of the other games. So make that choice. Or we can go and play Stream Racer. You can carry the fate of your car in your hands. Get your votes in, folks. More story or Stream Racer? 1 for more story in the chat, 2 for Stream Racer in the chat. Don't let Harmstone make the decision all on his own. People are placing troops. They've left. They didn't expect a poll to come around this quickly. 30 seconds. 10 seconds left. More story or Stream Racer? 1 for more story, 2 for Stream Racer. The votes are coming in thick and fast. Everybody moved to put troops on. They were gone for a second. And then they finally realised. More story is the winner. With probably not as many votes as it would have been if everybody hadn't gone to to put their troops on. That was my bad. Should have given you more of a chance. Right. So we'll go back to the start. I'm not going to read the bits we've already read. Looking to page 3. Okay, we decided to go home, and we went to page 10. And I believe that just took us back to the actual page. Yes, page 6. Okay. So we entered the carnival. We moved to page 87. Following the same path so far. We're staring at the sign that reads the world's freakiest freak show. And we were gaping again. Back to page 4. Okay. So, on page 4, we had to make the choice whether to go on the rides or to check out the side stalls. The first time, and I think this is our first real divergence in the story, we chose to go on the rides. So this time, we will choose to check out the side stalls. And we'll pick up the story from there. Sound good? I think this will take us down an entirely new path with entirely new story. Hopefully there won't be too much crossover. We'll get an entirely new bit of story. Swig a rum. Wet the old whistle. And here we go. Let's head for the side stalls and play some games, you say. You, Patty, and Brad jog down a wide avenue. Giggity. Tents of every colour line the street. Carnival music blares from loudspeakers. You spot a neon green sign flashing above a yellow striped tent. The sign reads, Madame Zeno, fortune teller. Excellent, you exclaim. I'm going in. You tell your friends you'll catch up with them in a minute. You lift the tent flap. Inside, one small candle flickers in the dark. You hear a low voice call out, Enter my chamber. Again. Giggity. There is Madame Zeno, sitting in the shadows. She wears a long red dress, dotted with brightly coloured gems. They shimmer in the candlelight. Her black hair tumbles to her shoulders as she bends over a large crystal ball. She whispers. Then she reaches out and gently lifts your hands. Let me tell you your future. Yeah, it's only the next page. Madame Zeno studies your hand closely. She traces the lines in your hand with her soft fingers. I see horror in your future. In your immediate future, she warns. Sorry, Zeno, we already did that. What kind of horror? You stammer. What do you mean? Madame Zeno releases your hand. She picks up a strange deck of cards. She spreads them out on the table. You notice the cards have... That's my place. You notice cards. The cards have a picture on them. Pictures on them. A headless man, a bloody sword, a large evil eye. She gathers up all the cards and flips the deck over. Then she deals out a red card and a blue card. Turn one over, she commands. Learn your fate. It's time for another vote. Will you pick a red card or a blue card? There are no signs on these, really, like there were the red and blue door. So you must make the choice, independent of signs. Do you choose red or blue? Here we go. Pick red, pick blue. The other good thing about the voting in the chat is even if you are on silent, you can see exactly when you can start voting. You don't have to worry about lag. As soon as the poll is open, it says so in the chat. It's the most up-to-date thing. So, yeah, I dig this. I think this is much better than the Twitch vote. There are only two choices, is the only problem. But there's only two choices in the other one, right? No, you can do 5. Chatting rubbish. Hashtag Team Blue. If you say so, bro. If you say so. "10 seconds. Blue seems to have run away with it. And blue it is. Blue is your favourite colour. You turn the card over. Hey, Ms. Ice, welcome. We're reading a spooky story. There are opportunities to vote for what happens in the story as we go along. Hope you enjoy your time here, and I hope you are well. Haven't seen you in a little while. Haven't been able to come in and catch your streams since returning. I will rectify that as soon as I am possibly able. You turn the blue card over. There is a message. Help us. You are our only hope. Head to the back door of the freak show. Signed, The Freaks. What does this mean? You ask Madame Zeno. She stares deep into your eyes. Her lips tremble. She leans forward. She's about to speak. And then the lights go out, and a blood-curdling scream rips through the dark. You start to bolt for the door when a dim light suddenly flickers. You stare across the table. Madame Zeno is gone. You reach out to take the card, and it bursts into red-hot flames. In seconds, the entire tent fills with thick smoke. Flames shoot across the floor. You run for the door. Outside, you gulp the fresh air. Phew, you made it. You glance back. No smoke, no fire, no tent. Everything has disappeared. What should you do now? Your choice is whether you would like to follow the instruction on the card and help the freaks, or not help the freaks. for those just joining, this is a poll that you can answer in chat. Option 1, go and help the freaks. Option 2, don't help. Just put 1 or 2 in the chat to place your vote. Do we help the freaks? Do we not help the freaks? Choose your path. Make your choice. Make it a good one, though. I don't want to die again. We've died twice already. And we have completed it. To be fair, we managed to escape the carnival. But I'd like to complete it again. To be honest, I'd like to get through unscathed. This time without dying. So make the right choice. Which is not going to get us killed. Helping or not helping. You may have your own personal morality that says that if you help people, you cannot possibly go wrong. And you may be right. Or you may be leading us to our doom. We'll find out whether your helpful nature is leading us to our doom. Because that is the vote that passed. We're going to help the freaks. If I can actually turn the page. You decided to help the freaks. As you race along, you spot Brad and Patty. Listen, guys, you tell them, lowering your voice. We've got a problem. A big problem. You take a deep breath and tell them all about Madame Zeno and the blue card. So, you finish saying, somebody might need our help in the back of the freak show. What's a freak? Brad asked nervously. Remember the poster we saw when we came in? The one with the three-headed man and the lady with the snake body, you remind him? Brad bites down on his lip. Are they really real? Sure they're real, Patty chimes in. All right, Patty, shut up. I once saw a bearded lady at the circus. I don't know, Brad says. It sounds kind of creepy. Well, Madame Zeno said this was my fate. I'm going to help them, whatever they are. Are you guys in? You bet, Patty answers, her eyes shining with excitement. A redeeming quality from Patty. Okay, I'll go, Brad mumbles. Then, let's hurry, you exclaim. Patty? Twatty, more like. Nailed it! 5 minutes later. Is that the right page? I feel like I've just gone the wrong way. Thought that was the right page, but... No, it is the right page. 5 minutes later, the three of you are sneaking down a dark alley. Brad is so frightened, he's practically walking on top of you. The alley is littered with large cardboard boxes and overflowing rubbish bins, and it smells like dead fish. Hey, quit stepping on my shoe, you say to Brad. I'm not stepping on your shoe, he shoots back. I'm not anywhere near your stupid shoe. You glance down and nearly scream. Brad's right. He's not stepping on you, but about a dozen rats are. You shake your foot wildly. The rats scurry off. Brad catches sight of the rats and tries to bolt. You and Patty quickly pull him back. Hey, look, Patty says, pointing up ahead. A door. On the door, you see a big sign that reads, Keep out. So, you go in. The room is dark, but all around you, you hear hushed moans. Help us. Help us. We're in a prison, Patty says. And look at the prisoners. They're weird. Patty is right. As your eyes grow accustomed to the darkness, you see cell after cell. Each one holds a strange-looking prisoner. There's an enormous fat lady who's nearly bursting out of the bars. A giant, a dwarf, a young lady with boa constrictors wrapped around her waist, and a woman with a long black beard. We're the freaks, the snake lady says. Every night when the show ends, the master locks us up. The master? You mean Big Alice? You start to say. You must help us, the giant interrupts. The snake lady says. The master's coming. You mustn't be here. Go, that way. She points to a door down the hall. And you're presented with another choice. Your choice is, would you like to escape through the door and go down the hall? Or would you like to hang around, stay, and talk to Big Al? What could possibly go wrong? Option 1 is for escaping through the door. Option 2 is to stay and talk to Big Al. Make your choice. Armstone and Tamsin conflict on this one. No agreement. Ms. Ice wants to stay and talk. Grimskull wants to stay and talk. Staying and talking seems to be the prevailing option so far. 30 seconds left to vote. 14 minutes left on Stream Raiders as well. Get your troops in. Y'all are going to die. Hey, it's a vote, man. Just because you lost doesn't mean you're exempt. You will be bloodily stumbling with them. Or rather, bloodily staying put, waiting for Big Al to come and stab you all in the head. I'm with you, I would have escaped. And run away, but what do I know? I just read the story. So we're staying and talking to Big Al. Big Al has to free the freaks, you say to Patty and Brad. If he doesn't, we'll tell him we're calling the police. Sure, that'll work. Free the freaks, Big Al says, bursting into the room. The freaks are free to go at any time. This prison is just part of the show. Did you pull that free us joke on him? Big Al laughs heartily. He's lying, the Snake Lady says. We're prisoners. Oh, come now, Big Al says. You're not prisoners. And with that, he unlocks all the cell doors. Then he turns to you and your friends. As you can see, the freaks are free. Now, come with me. You haven't even tried one game here. Don't go with him. It's a trick, the Snake Lady cries. Should you go with Big Al? Who's telling the truth? Big Al or the Snake Lady? I do often stay and wait for Big Al to come. Yeah, you normally hang around in his chat, waiting for 7:30 on a Tuesday or Thursday to roll around. So another vote. Who do you trust more in this situation? Do you trust the Snake Lady, who appears to have been imprisoned with all of the other freaks? Or do you trust Big Al, who really suggests that she's a dirty, stinking liar, and that they were free to go to begin with? I personally don't know what motivation the Snake Lady would have to lie, but the choice is not mine. 1 is to go with Big Al, 2 is to trust the Snake Lady. What will you choose? Can't wait to find out myself. Armstone and Tamsin conflict again. The other members of the chat will be the tiebreakers. You staying? You going with Big Al? Or are you trusting the Snake Lady? We are tied once again. Other members of the chat, get your votes in now before it's too late. 30 seconds or less than now. This ends in a tie. Then I will choose. Get your votes out for the lads. 10 seconds. Only knew one Snake Lady, and she wasn't to be trusted. Miss Ice bringing her personal experience. Okay, it's a tie, so I will choose. I personally, I'm with Miss Ice. I'm not going to trust the Snake Lady, so I'm going to go with Big Al. And that takes us towards the rides. We've been on the rides. Some of them are fine. Big Al shoves you and your friends into a huge red tent. It seems to be set up for some kind of show. Red carpeted steps lead up to a platform which sits under a golden arch. The arch twinkles with 1,000 coloured lights that spell out Final Challenge. Trumpets blast as people flood into the viewing area. As they march in, they clap their hands and yell, Final! Final! Big Al leads you up some carpeted steps. You're standing on the platform now, in front of a shimmering curtain that hangs down from the arch. The crowd begin to chant, "Certain death! Certain death!" What do you think that means? Patty asks. The final challenge, Big Al announces, and the crowd goes wild. Then he turns to you and says, "Remember, the fun games are over. Now you are playing for your life." "You go first," Big Al says to you. You see Brad and Patty have taken off to the side by huge men in a black hood. Two redhead dwarfs in clown costumes scurry up the steps. To your surprise, they fit you with new high-top trainers with metal studs running up the backs. This is going to be some kind of race, you think, but then you change their mind when they snap a heavy metal helmet on your head. The crowd's cheers grow louder. Big Al throws a switch. The curtain behind you parts, and whammo! The wall behind a curtain turns into a super magnet. You go zinging into the wall like a dart into a bullseye. Seconds later, your head and the back of your feet slam into the wall. You're hanging upside down in the middle of a gigantic magnetic wheel. "Are you ready for the final challenge?" Big Al asks. "Of course not," you say. "Let me down." "We'll let you down, but not until you face the final challenge. One spin will define your fate. If you win, you go. If you lose, you stay here forever. What will be your fate?" Big Al approaches the wheel. Brad and Patty are holding on to each other. Your heart is pounding. This is it. One spin. Where will it stop? Guess. Okay. I just need to change my wheel. And then I will open a prediction. Oh, I need to choose the prediction outcome for heads or tails. We didn't do heads or tails. So let's do that quickly first. Heads or tails. Moving my mic. So for those who are new, heads, tails. Good luck. Which is it going to be? It is heads. Heads is the winner. I'll choose that outcome. So I can set up a new prediction. Now, there are 3 choices, and I can only do 2 on the prediction. So, let's do... let's just take away one of the options. How about that? Which will it be? Just going to give you 1 minute to choose that one. So on the Wheel of Fate, will it be... This might be on board. On the Wheel of Fate, will it be 44 or 74? Which will it land on? You literally, and it's not even me being facetious in this instance, you literally have a 50-50 chance. Use your channel points. Place your bets. 44 or 74. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the options by taking the third one away. Let's have a little look. Maybe it does. Cool. Having a little preview for myself. Yeah, cool. Seconds later, all the iron is pulled from your body. Yeah. Would that actually happen on a magnet? I don't know science. I'm just going to assume that that could happen. They'll pull all the blood out. Right. Predictions are in, I think. We are ready to go. The majority suggests that 74 will be the correct. Let us find out. Off we go. Good luck, everyone. And 74 it was. Some people are getting a juicy bit of channel points back. And we will move on to page 74. Dun, 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 dun. Got to look behind the scenes then. Got to see my lure on board page. Okay, so we go to page 74. Round and round you go. The world is a blur of colours. You can hear the crowd screaming, "Final, final." And the wheel stops. Ah. The crowd gasps. What does it mean? You win, Big Al says. Now come this way to collect your prize and go home. Sounds a bit sus. Sucker! You didn't really think you could get out this easily, did you? Check out the title of this book, Escape from the Carnival of Horrors. Horrors. You'll need to face a lot more horrors, and then, maybe, you'll escape. Zap! Big Al throws a switch, and the magnet shuts off. You come flying down to Earth, right where Brad and Patty are waiting. I've played your stupid game, now let us go, you tell Big Al. Big Al doesn't answer, but the crowd does. Sudden death, sudden death, sudden death. The crowd surges towards you. They are not friendly. They back you up against the wall. You're trapped. Trapped by a mob. You reach into your pocket, hoping to find something that might help you. Something to save you. And now we must check our inventory. If we have a can of monster blood, we advance one way. If we don't have any monster blood, we must advance another way. And, as we check our inventory, we do not have any monster blood. So we will go to page 27. The crowd is closing in. Your pockets are empty. You have nothing to defend yourself with. So you run. You spot a small crack in a wall next to the wheel. It is small. Too small for an adult to squeeze through, but you can probably make it. Follow me, you yell out to Patty and Brad as you squeeze through the opening. It leads to a backstage area, and then to the flap of another tent. You can hear the crowd behind you, trying to follow you through the crack. Come on, we can slip under this tent, you say. For once, no one argues with you. Three of you duck in and find yourself surrounded by another crowd. They are all seated in chairs, and they don't move. They just stare at you with glassy eyes. They're dummies. That's why they don't move. They've got to be here somewhere, you hear Big Al's voice boom outside the tent. Hey! Product placement incoming. This dummy looks like the one in that Goosebumps book, Patty says. You mean Night of the Living Dummy? Ka-ching, Brad says. Great, you think. Your friends are chatting about books minutes before you're about to be attacked by the mob. Then you get an idea. Remember those magic words from that brought the dummy to life in that book? You ask your friends. Maybe we can bring this guy to life, and he'll help us. He was pretty tough. Your friends agree. It's worth a try. And now it relies on your knowledge of Goosebumps to decide whether you know the secret incantation with which to awaken the dummy. Now, I'm sure that you all know which of these options it is, as you are all well read in Goosebumps. You've spent your life entrenched in Goosebumps books, learning all of the options. And so the choices are, if you think the words are Caru, Mari, Odonna, Loma, Maluno, Carano, then it's option 1. If you think the words are Oopa, Lupa, Dummy Dupa, then it's option 2. Again, option 1, Karu Mari Odona Loma Malunu Korano. Option 2. Upa Lupa Dummy Duper. And once we've made our choice, we will do our Stream Raiders battle. And then I think the next time that we die or reach a wall, that is where we'll call it a night. So I think the majority have moved into lurk mode now. So I will choose. I'm going to choose Karu Mori Odona Loma Malono Karano. Oops. You say the magic words and the dummy comes to life. He opens his mouth and speaks. Hey, you! Your face reminds me of a wart I once had removed. Come on, you plead. We're the ones who brought you back to life. Aren't you going to be nice to us? We need your help. I'm sorry, the dummy says. I'm sorry you're so ugly. Then he laughs at his own lame joke. You stare at him, and his face grows serious. You brought me to life, he says slowly. But now, you are my slaves. Forever, until the end. Cool. So you may now live in eternity as slave to a dummy. Sucks to be you. Sorry about your damn luck. No matter, we've got a Stream Raiders to complete. What a bunch of dummies. Just the one dummy. Okay, where am I going to place this spell? I think over here. Yeah. Told you it was 2. Well. Perhaps we can pick up where we left off another day from number 2. I'll put the bookmark in. Page 55. My bookmark, which is actually the recipe to the refreshing Tamsin. You can't see that, I don't think. The cocktail that we discussed the other day while playing Spyro. Okay, the spell is placed. And we will start the battle. Good luck, everyone. 28 of us on the battlefield. How many of them are there? There are 24 of them. So we're already putting our best foot forward. Armstone in with the first kill. My giant dude is travelling. Immediately twats someone. Really taking over the killing now. It's pretty neck and neck between me and Goblin T-Power, but no, I'm charging away with it with 10 kills now, 11 kills. Goblin trails with 3 kills. Still doing very well. That is victory for us. It is about time for a cocktail, I think. I think you might be right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it has been here for a few hours, but it must be approaching cocktail o'clock over there in the US, absolutely. So we are victorious. We will open the chest. Oh, I don't want to pick a winner. I want to grant them at random. Goblin T-Power wins 2 Flying Rogue Scrolls, and Tamsin wins a Berserker Scroll. You've done really well with the rewards today, Tamsin. You must have some pretty juicy upgrades to do with all of that. Templar Scrolls for me, 10 of those. And, oh, a Gold Warrior Baseball Skin. Alright, whatever that means. The next time we convene, which will be tomorrow, hopefully, for Crosswords and Chill, depending on whether my little one is still poorly. If she's still poorly, I'm not going to be able to stream, unfortunately. But she was feeling a lot better as she went to bed this evening, so we shall see. Watch Discord to know whether I will be about or not. There's the Discord link, if you are not in there. Tomorrow it'll be either the hard 4 skulls for a gold chest, or the hard, or the very hard rather, 4 skulls for a loyalty token chest. Hey, this looks epic, and I think this is going to be the one that we do. But I've made the decision now. this is how we'll kick off the next stream, hopefully tomorrow. Oh no, poor Hannah. Hope she feels better in the morning. Me too. Yeah, we got the call. Let's jump back to chatting now. We got the call yesterday that when she was at kindergarten that she wasn't feeling well. So we went to pick her up and she went straight to bed. Fever, not feeling well at all. And then this morning she was a lot better. She seemed fine. Like temperature was down and she was like a bit back to normal. A little bit like ratty, but generally fine. She went to her nana and Grambo today, and then started fine, went for a walk, and then took a turn back with the fever. Slept most of the afternoon. And when she woke up, she was perky. She chatted all the way home. Everything was cool, and now she's gone to bed. So hopefully it is behind her. But you know what 3-year-olds are like. They can be ill at the drop of a hat. So we'll see what things are like in the morning. I could drop her off at kindergarten in the morning and then get a call at midday to say that she's not feeling well again. So who knows? It's going to be very much a watch this space kind of deal, as is the nature of having children. But I love that little blighter so much, so I don't mind it. Let's find us a raid. Who haven't I been to see for a little while? Yes, let's do that. We're going to go and see Easy Wyvern. Haven't dropped in on him for a while, and he did give us a raid the other day. So we'll head on over and see him. Again, all being well, this is my schedule for the rest of the week. Crosswords and Chill tomorrow at 3. Don't Get Me Started is 9 PM on Friday. That's over on Always Be Chatting's channel. Twitch.tv/alwaysbechatting. Features me and Always Be Chatting in our ranty banty Friday night comedy show. 2 Minute Warning is at 10 AM on Sunday morning, ahead of me heading to Totty House to watch the Jets and the Falcons play in London, which is going to be amazing. Which leaves the gents of the effing racing show, Reese and Duff, alone on my channel to talk about the Grand Prix. It could end badly. Could be great. I'm sure they'll do wonderfully without me there. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I really hope you enjoyed your time here. And if you have been lurking about and you're not following, would really appreciate you dropping a follow. Very close to 500. Very keen to get there. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow for Crosswords and Chill. Except for Tamsin, who's on Collect 9-year-old from school duty. Fair enough. That's important business. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.